we are bliss in evolution. So we are bliss in a constant state of knowing more of that. All right? So
Yes.
the components of bliss are the absolute peace that comes from knowing the perfection of every given moment, and the joy that springs forth from that to reach out to the next moment. So it's not quite like that where we are. We do not have the time in the same way, but we're trying to explain it in a way that you can understand, so that when we are at that place of perfect peace, in that there is always a potential, and that is where the thrill and the excitement comes from, and that is our state of bliss.
Yes.
And that is who you truly are. So when we come through and connect, Cara feels that state and knows that we are here, and we illuminate that through her body, and that is what generates the smile when we first connect with her. See, when you feel that state, you cannot help but smile, yes, and smile at the world, and smile, and you look at problems in your life, and you kind of think, well, it's not too bad, it'll be all right, things will shift, things will change, everything kind of works out for me one way or another. You have a completely different attitude to life.
Yes. And a different experience of it.
Absolutely, yes, because then in your moment you are in this different state, which gives you a different perspective and a different viewpoint, and so your now completely changes with every single perspective that you choose to allow yourself to experience. Well, there are two main ways that spring from that question that you have asked for us, and that is what is more traditionally taught by the spiritual field, we would suggest, is a meditation, which is a way of cultivating a presence in the now. Yes, so a peace in the now and a presence in the now. So this is one of the ways to become very still inside, and to allow that the bliss that naturally arises within themselves anyway, which is always there, always there, always there, always there. It's just simply hidden. And so to cultivate a way of being present some way in your body, to be able to feel that state that is already residing. And there are many teachers, such as your Eckhart Tolle, yes, who have used that state, used that method as a way of experiencing that state, and many others. And this is one particular way. But we wish to more help, yes, the people that find their bodies very noisy, yes, that when they settle down to cultivate that peace within them, they can't get their mind to shut up, yes, about the bills that need paying, or the car that's not working properly, or the relationship that's driving them crazy and making them want to pull their hair out, and they want to fix it all, and they want everything to be all right now. So let's get on with this bliss state now, and let's sort that out, and let's get on with it, and let's embody that, and then everything around me will change.
You've been watching.
It's not quite going to work, yes. Not that easily, not that readily. There is too much of a conflict within you, too much of your energy is split. It's not going to come into alignment that is required for you to experience the peace of the now, and then the bliss can arise. So our general guidance on cultivating more of that for people is very complex and very simple. So when we speak to people, what we're wanting to do when we're connecting with people and having our conversations with them, in whatever scale that may be, we're wanting to help peel back the layers of what you call conditioning. So all the ideas about who you are, who you should be, how life is supposed to be, and what it is that you're here to do. We want to turn that upside down on its head. And your starting place is always play, always joy, always fun. You know, that's what life is supposed to be about. It's a playground of adventure, and you're taught very differently from an early age, and so it can feel very life-threatening to let go of ideas of who you are and who you should be and how life is. And people reach out and get companionship on the way. You know, the old saying that misery likes company. Well, it's that it likes comfort. You know, when you're miserable, when you're feeling, and we want to be careful with that word, because there's no disrespect here. There's just pure compassion. We're not saying that you're doing anything wrong. You're doing as you've been told to, yes? But the joy that we know that is available to you is what we want to focus on. So even though we have compassion for the pain that you're experiencing, and we do wish to support people in relieving themselves of that pain, but we know that that is a cloak. That pain is simply a cloak to the realness of life that is around you and the realness of who you are. So we would always encourage people to live their most significant life that they can imagine. And so when we say significant, what we mean by that is that it has meaning to you. It is significant to you. It is personal to you. It's not compared to anybody else. And it feels, the word quite often used is authentic. It feels authentic. So this means that it feels very natural, and that is not the right word. That you feel as though you're living a life that you were born to live. And many people do not, because they're conforming in some way, yes? And can be very easy and not straightforward to unravel those layers, but that is why we're here. I mean, that is part of why we're here, is to help people to remember who they truly are, beings of joy, and creator beings of joy, and to help people carve out a life that works for them, not against them, that works for them, as Source always works for them. The flow is that the flow of Source is so joyous, so giving, so unconditional, so yes to everything. And when you align yourself with the yeses that bring you a sense of aliveness, and that you can't wait to live this life, that is the feeling of Source flowing through you.
That's the feeling of bliss.
Yes.
Wonderful.